Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. I'm very excited about the webinar today. We have Cheryl Spangler back with us today. Cheryl has 20 plus years in real estate sales, marketing, and technology, and she has enabled constant growth and a learner mentality. And Cheryl is an avid social media community builder using video, live streaming, and podcasting to impact people, including clients and her peers. And with that said, Cheryl, how are you doing today?
I am doing amazing. I'm hoping to share a lot about growing business with Facebook Live and my experience, and hopefully can learn from a lot of things that I did wrong and right. Doing great. Jacksonville, first time. Cheryl Smith. Kristen Ruther, first time. Let me go back up here. Sacramento. This is one thing you're going to notice when we go through this whole entire thing. Don't worry, there's only like 9 slides, so we have time. Is that as I call your name out on this is what you're going to do on Facebook Live. It is I would say it's the number one thing that will get more people to get on your live stream, is they want recognition. It's not like everyone is literally jonesing for recognition. It is true. I mean, you're going to get some big truth bombs on this webinar. And that's okay, because they want to know, well, they don't even care if I'm on. That's part of connecting with people. You want to say people's names, and you want people to know that you see that they're there. You don't want to talk as if, but when you're really nervous and you first start out, trust me, you don't remember to say hi to people, but then later you get used to it and you start saying hi to people. I've got a perfect look for radio, says Eric. All right, Eric. So maybe you could do a test live after this. And this will be the first for me, says Clark. Okay, so if you guys have not been on any of my previous webinars, which was just one, I like to do an affirmation in the very beginning, because even though I could give you, and I'm going to go ahead and leave the screen like this if it's okay with you guys, because if I play slideshow, I don't know what's up with my computer right now. I like to start with an affirmation because no matter what tools we get or you learn, the tool of the mind is really what's going to get you through and learn all the tools. The mindset that you can do it, that things are good, that money's flowing. So today I did an affirmation, and the affirmation is, and let me just pull this down so I can see more stuff here. The affirmation is: money flows into and out of my life in a positive way to benefit me. And I even change that up sometimes. Money flows into and out of my life. And I really think that's important, because there is a way to make a lot of money doing Facebook live streams, YouTube videos, Twitter. You can do a Twitter newsletter. Literally any of the social medias, you can make money. And that was my number one goal for going live on Facebook, was to find out a way to monetize it. And Jay says, does that mean you have a face for radio? I don't know. It depends on your radio face is voice. So money flows into and out of my life. I'm going to stick with this for 2 seconds, because we want it to flow out as much as it flows in, the positive right way, because we want to buy investment property, invest in things that make us passive income. And we want to spend money on the right things. And that's what this whole affirmation, believe it or not, every word is meant to make things happen in your life. So if you want something that might change your life, try this for about 30 days. And when you say it over and over about 10 times every day, you won't just say it like you're saying it, you'll say it like you believe it. So that's my thought on that. We'll skip the one about me. Let's go straight to what your end goal is for the live stream. The reason, there's a lot of text here, but really you're going to pick one of these. So the goal of every slide is for you to pick which answer is for you. You could be not just real estate agents and brokers. You could be appraiser, lender, any entrepreneur literally who owns a business. Specifically, I focus on people who do service-based businesses. And so service-based businesses are kind of my thing. I don't focus a lot on products, but whatever item in this list, whether you're building a following. So if everyone on here is a real estate agent and they have a Facebook business page, if you don't, you want to create a business page, You can go live on your personal profile, which, by the way, is what I actually did every day, because at the time I didn't have enough people. Well, you need to get people over to your business page and then they have to like your business page, and then you go live and they get notified. So that's the one thing. So you have to go live on your personal profile, tell people you're going to go live on your business page, and for them to head over to it, give them a link to it, and make sure you change it to something that's easy. You know, mine's live in Old Town. That was the goal. I was going to go live in Old Town Alexandria once a week on Tuesdays. Realized that a lot of people hadn't liked my business page, and so I just started going live on my personal profile, and then I never moved them over. But I would recommend getting people over to your business page by going live on your personal profile, telling them the page, giving them the link, and they have to like the business page before they get notified that you go live every week. So right now, if I were to do it again, I'm going through these slides as if I'm going to recreate my own live stream broadcast. I would do it to build a specific following, you know, but people do it to engage employees, improve culture, spread message. A lot of people just want to spread a message, increase social engagement. That's cool and everything. You're doing social engagement along the way. But if you want to build a following of people who know you're going live, you have a theme, you have a topic that changes, but it's around a theme, they're going to tune in to find out. Feel more socially connected. Initially, I started going live about fitness because that's what I felt like I was most comfortable with, that I wouldn't literally be a deer in the headlights in the camera for. And so I just said, well, let me just go live every day for 30 days. And I'll just talk about my fitness experience of doing bodybuilding and see how that goes. So I just picked a micro topic. The first topic I picked happened to be when your hormones are messed up. And I happened to get like thousands of people who watched that live stream that night because they're like, wow, she's talking about something that is real. She's talking about real life issues, women and hormones. And so it was a topic that was interesting for people, and lots of people hopped on and had lots of engagement. I was totally freaked out, but it started this 30 days of fitness. And then, so anyway, let me see. So ask any questions so far. Also, building momentum, other ideas. I'd like to hear an idea of what you guys are thinking about, why you would want to go live. Because if you're just focused on the real estate business, you could, you have to decide your end goal, because everything we talk about from here on out, based on your end goal, is going to be tailored around that. For example, the intro to your live stream, the outro to your live stream. Like, what's the first thing you say? What's the last thing you say? Every topic is focused on your goal. Every post, every link inside the Facebook live stream, every guest you invite. So the end goal is, if you can't just say, I want more business. You would need to say, I'm looking to literally list, you know, maybe it's a listing stuff. If I will tell you that real estate is probably the most boring, semi-boring topic to go live about, because people only care when they're looking to buy and sell. And so you kind of need to focus on the businesses in the area, the neighborhoods in the area. Maybe your live stream is all about activities of a community, activities of a city. That would be cool. Food in a city. Like, you have this one primary focus, and then you can branch off from that. But you want to give your broadcast a show title. You want to have a title. And the reason that I'm probably the best person to give this webinar is because I literally told people to do that and didn't do it. So I never had a specific title. I was like, I'm going to go live about a different topic, literally anything in the world, which was, in the end, did not work for me. It worked, but it didn't. Every single time. And I ended up titling my show in the Cheryl Show. Okay. Again, it was I didn't have a title in 3 weeks. The third time you go live consistently, someone is going to say, what's your show title? And you're just like, I have a show, because you're just going live. But to people who watch, it's a show. So you need a show title. And so I just called it the Cheryl Show, because the viewers basically told me to do that. They're like, you should call this the Cheryl Show. So I just did. And then the topic I did was enhancing social connectedness. And so what that means is that connecting with people on all levels so they don't feel like they're alone in the world. So what do you do topics on that? Every single thing you can think of, I literally did something every single day. The good news is for 2 years straight, after going live every day at 2 o'clock and every day being a different topic, I started realizing what people like, what drew more attention, what made people comment more. And I can tell you that real estate was not the best. And so you have to find an aspect of living in the area you live that you're going to focus on, or the people. Either interview and talk with people, talk about the area, talk about something that people really care for. They only look for a real estate agent when they're buying and selling, but other than that, they're living their life. So I personally think that the live stream should be focused on some aspect of their life. Let's see. Drop a comment on what you already have in mind from what we just said. If we look back at this screen, what your goal is, and if you already have a topic and you're like, I already have a topic, keep going. Because I'd be interested to know what you're thinking about, or if you have no clue. Hiking trails in the East Valley. That's cool. I love that, because see, then you could take it, which we're going to do. You can take your phone. You don't have to be sitting in front of a desktop per se. And you could actually take people out on a hiking trail and even you could take people out from your phone as long as there's good Wi-Fi. Go live on a hiking trail and interview 3 people that walk by you. People love, love, love that. You go somewhere with your phone and you go live and you interview, this is not a long interview. This is just like, you go somewhere and you ask 3 people the same question. That is a great thing. Find a theme and a system to your live stream. And I'm going to give you a sample at the end of this of what I did, so that you're not trying to figure things out every time you go live. You know what you're going to say. Your intro. Hi, my name's Cheryl Spangler. This live stream is called Enhancing Social Connectedness. Now, I know this doesn't apply to real estate, but it doesn't matter. And then that's always the first thing you hear. And then I always started off with a question. Today's question is blank. And then at the end, I always ended it with the exact same sentence, because what you want is you want to become a character. And the character is going to be known for either your intro statement, your last thing you say statement, or just the fact that you do cool topics. That is true. People will not remember every single thing you say, but they will remember your tagline that you end with, okay? Your thing that you start with, or just the fact that you do great content and they can't wait to see what you have to say. Wine tasting is good. Yes, as long as you do not get drunk on every live stream. All right, so this slide, the first one, okay, let's just go back for 2 seconds. This one is about your end goal. And then the second thing is about you. This is what is your personal purpose for going live. Because we all go live for different reasons. And sometimes it is just in vain to get more attention because we want people to look at us. I'm just going to be truthful. People go live for all kinds of reasons. It's to get attention. It's to make more friends. It's to actually connect with people, because that's what Facebook Live was started for. Facebook wanted people to connect, real, live, not recorded video. And so when you feel alone and you go live, all these people watch and you get to talk to them. But, there's all these reasons why we have this, and you may not want to say out loud, well, I want more business. I want to make money, passive income. I want to get more attention to my business. I want to grow a following. Like, it's not the same thing. Like, what your end goal is of your actual business live stream is different than what your personal reason for going live is. And Mine was partially for a lot of reasons. One was to get over the fear of going live. I was just sick of being afraid of this live stream thing. So I'm like, I'm just going to go live every night at 8, which after 30 days turned into every day at 2 o'clock, because I realized that Facebook live streams are best done during the day, but either at 12:30 or 2 or 2:30 or 3, but most likely between 12 and 3, because that's where people have worked all morning and they kind of take a break and they're like, oh, someone's going live. Or people go live at night, but I didn't have as much of a following at night. I did try 8 o'clock at night. 4 o'clock is bad. People are in traffic. So I always say 12:30 to 2:33. Have the same fear. Yeah. So let me see. I would be doing it to get over the fear of doing it. And you got to remember that everyone who's on also has fear. Everyone does. So you almost have to just, you have to say, the reason I'm going live partly is to help someone through something. You're teaching something. You're teaching someone. So if you take a teaching mentality, it actually does remove the fear. You don't focus so much on what you look like. And I did spend a lot of time on what I look like from the waist up, my makeup, my hair. I swear, sometimes I would just, one time I was like, I was so dedicated going live every single day that I would not miss one. And one day I was really, really sick and I had this fever. And I remember my mom's like, you just need to lay down and don't go live. I'm like, no, I'm going live. I'm going live at 2 o'clock. So literally went live. I was white as a ghost. I was not feeling good. I had just thrown up before. I was just like going to go on for 10 minutes and literally had people comment on that live stream. This is the best you've looked. This is the best you've looked with no makeup. I like you with no makeup. And I'm like, you literally can't please people. So even when you think you look like total dog, they have something to say. So yeah, that was funny. And I was just like, whatever. They want to be nice. Yeah. So they really thought you looked like crap. So then, what are your expectations for live? The expectation for live stream really should be just to make people want to come back and watch you, or just to provide value. If you're not talking about something that you really love or you really like, or that's really interesting to you, you're not going to keep going and you're going to phase out real quick. But also you're going to be upset because if your goal is to get new business and you've been going live every day, or I don't know, forget the everyday thing, pick one time a week. If you've gone live once a week for a month, which is really only 4, you've shown super consistency in the eyes of any viewer, because it only took me a month to get enough of a following to where people were like, what are you going to call your show? And in that time, if my goal was to make money from someone who watched, then I would be disappointed. So you really have to like what you're talking about. That's the most important thing. And that is why I ended up going live on different topics, because I would talk about what I wanted to talk about. I mean, we're talking about, one of the topics was words men say and what they really mean. I mean, we were like off any topic, you name it. But you know what? It was very personal stuff, like meaning it was actual conversations you would have with a friend. It wasn't about work at the time. That was not my goal. And it really worked. So that's how I know that we have to take, we're going to grow the business, but we need to do it in a more, I'm talking to my friend, I'm sharing content, I'm sharing valuable information. I'm like telling them about places in the area they don't know. I don't know. You got to find some little micro thing that at some angle that makes yours better than just a neighborhood overview of homes and prices. Please, I would say rarely do that. Because I actually never did a live stream on prices of homes. I talked about experiences of buyers and sellers. I walked them through places, showed them the tiniest, skinniest house in Alexandria, stuff like that. But I didn't focus on, no real estate numbers. And you don't know this until you do it, and you realize that people are like bored after 60 seconds. So you gotta get human with them. Does age matter? No. You can be young and beautiful, young and ugly, old and beautiful, old and ugly. Doesn't matter your weight, your age, your wrinkles. I mean, I watch people of any kind of person. It's really about the content, or if they're funny, or who they interview. You know, really like the interview thing because it takes the focus off you. If you just said, I'm going to go live once a week, that was my ultimate goal, by the way. I created this logo called Live in Old Town. I hooked up with the Zebra, which is a newspaper in Old Town Alexandria, the owner there, Mary. And I said, I'm going to go live every week. I'm going to highlight a business. I'm going to interview that business owner. I'm going to ask them 3 reasons why someone would want to come to that business. And then I can share that with you. You can put it on the Zebra website, the Zebra newspaper website. And she was like, that's amazing. Let's do it. And what we found, now this was in 2019, what we found was that the business owners were so fearful of even getting on the camera, even though I said, I can just keep the camera on me if you want. They did not want to even get on and answer why. 3 reasons why someone would want to come eat at this deli. 3 reasons why someone would want to come to this dog boarding center. You know, they didn't want to get on camera. So I think that's different now. And you might have business owners jumping to do that. But I found that people were just so afraid of being on camera that they didn't allow me to come live stream their place. It was crazy. We had to shut it down. And then I just started going live myself. The other thing is technicality, but I say, okay, do you have the personal stamina? I would say once a week is the magic number to go live. Otherwise, it may be 2 times a week, but I would say once a week, because you create a whole show around it and you don't get to stress out. And you also have time if you're doing any interviews to interview, you know, to line people up. And also if you are not going out with someone, right, who's going to hold the camera? So live streaming means that you're talking and they're talking. So that's what kind of interviews you see. Everyone's doing that from the desktop. I personally prefer to go on site. I was mobile. I was traveling all the time. I took my tripod with me. I set the tripod up and I stood in front and we talked. But then you can't see the people asking questions. So I would just do it. Still did the tripod. I never had anyone who was willing to consistently come out every day, because remember, I was doing it every day, and videotape. And then they got to moderate the questions. So you probably will find yourself doing a lot of live streams from your computer. But if you want to go out, Clark says, how long was your live session? Mine were no more than 30 minutes. And we can go down here because I do have a thing. I would say you need to decide whether you're going to do a 10-minute show, a 20-minute show, or a 30-minute show. And that is just from experience. 10 minutes, super easy. People love to hop on, get good content, and then you're done. Keep it short, sweet, no ims, ams. You realize, like, you're talking, how many filler words you put in. Every word should count. And 10 minutes is like a really good time frame. 20 is if you're interviewing someone. 30, it depends. Like I did a lot of 30-minute shows. When one time I went out and did a tour of a camper van that this kid had renovated, all of this Honda Element into a camper van. It was so cool. So that took 30 minutes, but it was a lot to see. Yeah, I would say 10 minutes is good. And then if it runs over to 13 minutes, then, or 14 minutes, you're fine. And the only reason it would run over is not because you drag on, it's because people ask more questions. So personal stamina, it is exhausting. It is exhausting. That's why I say 1 time a week, because sometimes, you know, you're doing work, your real estate, you may have another side gig, who knows, you got family. Pick a daytime, you're more energetic, people watch more, you have time in the morning to do whatever, then you get ready, and then you're done. By 4 o'clock, 5, 6, 7, 8, you're kind of tired and you'll find yourself saying, I'm not going to go live today. Your best features, let's face it, it's video. Yeah. So if you have something you want to make your signature, like you wear a hat every time, or you wear a specific scarf every time, or I think that's a cool idea. I played with that a little bit near the end, But if you were to start out and had like a signature look of any one thing, maybe it's a pin, food in your teeth every time. No, Jay. Yeah, people will analyze you. They are brutal, brutal. You definitely get thick-skinned. You're not in it to be mistreated. You block people that don't respect you. You can set all kinds of variations on the comment allowance, whether you allow anyone to comment. Maybe you got to be a friend to comment. So we'll walk through that. But your picture, your face is on there. So yeah, people are going to look at you. I mean, I had people tell me I needed to get a new wardrobe. You should invest in more clothing, and by that time I'd already gone live for like 7 months. And I was thinking, if you guys want me to invest in more clothing, why doesn't someone donate a clothing allowance? And I'll do that. So kind of got funny with people about that. But yeah, they're like, you're wearing that again. I mean, like, people are brutal. So you got to kind of get over it and just assume that the content you have is super valuable. And even though you may get some sniper remarks about various things, they still do love your content. The fact that they're watching and commenting negative is still they're watching. But if there's something you don't like, shoot, I block people all the time. And to cuss or not to cuss, that's up to you. If it's professional and you're trying to actually grow your real estate business, I would say cuss as little as possible, unless that's your thing and you don't care. But Facebook does a lot of restrictions, not necessarily on cussing, but you can't play any background music, you can't play any music that's copywritten. Just certain things will get your show shut down or your live stream taken off. Sorry. What if you fail? Okay, plan to fail. Plan to look stupid. Plan to look like a fool. It's totally okay, because half the time you think you look like that, they don't really think that. I mean, people don't really think that. It's very nerve-wracking, and even when you're nervous and you're shaking, people can't really tell. So then the next is, this is like all about you. I think this is the most important, because you kind of just go through a little bit about yourself, but then it's like, okay, well, now it's like, okay, I know I've written down a couple ideas about what my goal is for the show, at least initially. Okay, that might change. And now I know a couple things that I might highlight so that you take the focus off you, but maybe you have like I said, like a hat, a scarf, a thing, a background, a color. One thing I will say is, after going live a lot and having people comment on what I wore, when I stopped the live streaming, which was November 2020, or November 2020, yes. I actually moved over to YouTube and started a YouTube channel called The Good Side of Crypto. And in that, I said, I'm going to wear the same shirt every single day. I'm going to wear a black shirt, exactly what I'm wearing right now. And I bought like 3 of them. And I just decided, at least for the moment, I decided when I start my YouTube channel, not only is every thumbnail going to have the same exact photo with the same shirt, I'm going to wear the same color. I'm going to wear black. That way, I don't have to worry about what to pick out that day. And it just eliminated that. And it also eliminated people commenting on it. It just became your staple thing. So you could potentially do that. And doesn't mean you have to wear the exact same shirt. You should buy 5 of something if you're going to wear the same one, or just a color that's your color. Like every time you wear, you'll realize now, if you go to YouTube, a lot of people do that. They have a color of a shirt that they wear and it's kind of the same. And then some people, they vary. And of course, you'll notice when they do vary and they wear different stuff every single time, that is a lot of comments on what you wear. So if you want to eliminate clothing comments, pick one thing. Okay, so different types of live broadcasting. We're going to go through a demo of actually going live, and we're going to do it as a test live, which means that we're going to go live on my business page, but no one's going to really see it but us on this stream. But the different types of live broadcasting is whether you are going to use like StreamYard is a software where you can actually, you go live from that, and then it streams it to your Facebook, to your Instagram, to there's a way to configure it to do to Twitter and to your YouTube. So if you want to do like a one-to-many and multiple pages plus your profile plus your other socials, you might want to use something like StreamYard. And that's what I mean about different types of broadcasting, because right now we're talking about how your broadcast is set up, how to choose, and what about the rest. I'm not sure what I was thinking about that, but you don't have to flip around. Teaching how to interviews, themes. This is just more ideas on, what to do. I never really had a problem with what to talk about. My problem was narrowing it down. And what's your signature? So what will you be known for? So something I used to say at the end of every broadcast was, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. And it's the last thing they heard, and I pressed end. So it was just something that over time, I just decided to pick something that they would remember. And I think in the end, I was actually known more for just the randomness of my topics, because they never knew what they were going to get. And I like that. Interacting, call to action, incentives, free. So call to action is really important, to have a website that they click on, to have somewhere you're telling them to go. I mean, if you're just there to collaborate and communicate and comment back and forth and ask people how people are doing, you may not have a call to action. But I think that every single live stream should absolutely have a call to action. So you either need to have them go do something, sign up for something, take a poll, take a quiz, go to a landing page, get something free, win something, even give suggestions of your future live streams. People love to contribute to what you do next, stuff like that. 5 things to never do when going live. Well, first is, I would say, I don't even know what I thought here. I could literally name 15 things. I'll name a few things. 1, you always need to put your phone on do not disturb. I prefer to say the no cussing. I would say, if you live in an environment where people come and go out of the room, to put a note outside the door. In my case, I actually switched my day of going live from Tuesdays to Thursdays. When I started realizing every day was too much, I started going every Thursday, because Tuesdays was trash day. And it was like, no matter what time, and I had to do it between 12 and 3. And I like to pick a certain time. So you can say, don't forget, like my page so you can get notified. We go live every Thursday at 12:30. And I just wanted to make sure I said that. The trash people came every Tuesday, and I had to move it to Thursday because it was like this loud noise outside of my house. And even though I live in a single family home, it was ridiculous. So there's things that change what you do. And sometimes it's your environment. Never get angry at people on the live stream. You will lose so many followers. One thing is, if you're nervous when people comment, just read the comment out loud, because it gives you time to process. It puts the focus on their question. People that are on the live stream with 50 other people, they're not necessarily reading the question of the person that asked. So I like to read it back, the person's name and who said it. And if you find something that's just completely and utterly rude, then you basically just immediately click on that person and block. Oops. Biggest mistake I made so far, I would say, this gets kind of personal, but depending on your topic or what you're talking about or your presence, you're going to attract people like you or not like you. You're going to attract people. I don't even know how to say this, but you could be the most professional person. But it doesn't matter. There's thousands and thousands of people on Facebook. When you go live, Facebook loves you. They love you as long as you make sure you actually go in and edit the title and the description and give actual hashtag keywords in the Facebook broadcast. They push that Facebook Live through the news feed, and people find it based on the keywords and the hashtags. And so I had a lot of people watching, and there's no stopping the attraction of like the wrong type of person. So you have to, I would say the biggest mistake I made is allowing viewers to become more a part of my life than I wanted them to. You have this barrier, you are on a screen, and you do share things, but the interaction stops with answering their comment. And I never like met up. Well, actually, I did meet up with one person because I did this thing where I gave away, everyone kept saying, no, we should grab coffee. We should grab coffee. And I was just like, and one time I said, okay, whoever answers the question of where I'm at, because I would go live at a different location every time, I will go meet for coffee. And so I did, and it was an attorney, and we met up at the coffee, and then we live streamed the whole event. And I did that for another reason, safety, right? We're in a coffee shop, and just anything that we talked about was live streamed. So I just did that. But I would say the biggest mistake I made was just not keeping enough barrier from the live stream. You go live, you do your thing, you help people, you change their life, you interact with them, you collaborate, but then you shut it off and you're done. And then you like post on comments, whoever comments on it, you make sure you go back and you actually heart or like. If you decide that you are going to heart any comment, you heart every single comment. If you are going to like a comment, you like every single comment. You do not like some and heart some. You either like everything with a thumbs up, and this might sound really petty, but it does make a difference, or you heart everything. So no one is less than another person, and no one feels that you like them more than you do. So this is what I mean by things evolved to where I got this stalker that almost took over my life. It made me end my live streaming at the time. I went to YouTube temporarily. I ended up getting a restraining order from this guy, but it was just like, if you, without thinking about it, someone says something and you're like, that was more interesting, right? So you heart it. And then the other people, you just like it. Well, that person thinks you like them. So you have to decide up front. You're either going to use a thumbs up or you're going to use a heart. And then if that's the case, you do it for everyone. So that's like a tangent. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, I learned a big lesson on that. Confessions of, on a side note, now I am literally a concealed carry person. Confessions of a live broadcaster. I would say one of the most successful and most interesting live streams I did was confessions of a something. So whatever your live stream is, that's just a really good idea. You could like once a month, whatever the topic is, let's say you interview business owners and every week or whatever, make some topic confessions of, let's just use Old Town Alexandria. Confessions of an Old Town Alexandria attorney. Confessions of an Old Town Alexandria waterfront homeowner. Like, this is such a great title that no matter what you put after that, it's going to be successful. So I always throw that in because confessions of anything or anyone is something interesting. I did confessions of, I think I just did confessions of a bikini pro. And it was like all the things that no one ever tells you. And it was me divulging all the things I probably shouldn't have shared. So yeah, I got real personal. I got to the point where my mom's like, I can't even watch your live streams anymore. Joyce says, that's my biggest fear, living in a small rural area. It's getting crazy. I mean, the thing is, there was a point where I had over 10,000 people watch every live stream. So many people gave their opinions. Had this guy from California, it was a friend, actually, it became a friend. A business friend, that he was like, you really need just a lot of opinions. You really need to narrow the focus of your show. Like, it's just all over the place. And I'm like, well, it was fine for you for 6 months, but now you want me to narrow it. Like, you're not in control of my show. And it just started to get infiltrated with all these people. So if I were doing it again, which I have on YouTube, I focused it to specifically virtual land in the metaverse. And that is so specific that I am only attracting people who like that. And I would recommend that for your live streams. Jay says, so that's how to get stalkers. Well, I think anyone who goes live could call their raving fans stalkers, because they simply like just love listening to that person, and they just find things really interesting that they say, or they like the way they look or whatever. Their life is more interesting. So yeah, they become, I think even your most favorite fans are in some way a stalker. And for that reason, I would say just always keep your barrier. I'm curious how and why you picked Old Town Alexandria. It looks like you live down in Fredericksburg. Yeah. Well, I used to live in Fairfax, close to Old Town. I do plan on moving back there. But I moved to Fredericksburg because I wanted to be closer to my parents and my kids be closer to my parents. And it was going to be a 3-year temporary thing. And I'm still here. So I still have my real estate business. Most of it is Arlington, Alexandria, Fairfax, and I just drive. And that's where I market, that's where I farm, and that's where I prospect mostly. So if I were starting a show now, I would you can do it where you live, because of course you do more probably where you live. But I had an office with a real estate, I owned a real estate company in Old Town Alexandria, and for many years, so I can just tell you almost everything about it. So it doesn't matter whether I live in Fredericksburg or not. I still love that area. And for me, it's like I wanted to do an area that I really, really loved. I mean, I even bought all the virtual land in most metaverses on the entire Old Town Alexandria waterfront, because somewhere down the road, AR is going to be popular, augmented reality, and they're going to want to be able to, all those businesses on the waterfront are going to want to be able to put some kind of augmented reality, and I own all the land. So my obsession with that area. When I moved to Virginia in 1986, it was just going to be a 2-year thing. And you're still here. Yay. Yeah, so you never know. Okay. 3 things you must do. Why don't you guys tell me just so far, what are 3 things that you have so far that I've said that you think you would have to do before you go live? What do you think 3 things are that you would need to do before you would go live? Yeah, remember to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. When we're done, and we're already at 2:47, when we're done, I'm going to give you a link to a video where I recorded just real quick for you a live stream. And on that, I forgot to put Do Not Disturb. Yeah, people. But you know what? It doesn't, someone rings in, you just cancel the phone, put Do Not Disturb, and then it doesn't disconnect you. Content plan, make sure you have a signal. Yes. Be specific who I want to engage with. Yeah, or engage with everyone equally is probably my best thing. Because if you have a significant other, a partner, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, lover, it really doesn't matter. They're going to get offended if you say hi to someone. I'm just saying this does happen. If you happen to say hi to someone that is male and you don't say hi to the female. So my suggestion is, like I said, put the like sign on everyone, but you have to like every single comment and comment back. Otherwise, you're not going to push your live stream through the news feed. If you never respond to anyone who comments, you will actually not get pushed through the feed. And also, I would say respond to almost everyone verbally. That way you eliminate preference. Selfie stick, ring light with a camera holder, microphone with stand. Yes. Yep, that's exactly what I have. All right, so let's get through this and let's do it. Lighting tips, I would say a ring light, a video capture source is your phone. I mean, if you want to use the webcam like I'm using now, then you're on your computer, then that. But I would say phone is amazing. Facebook Live was actually built around the phone. So the phone is amazing. Multiple people interviews is my ideal because it kind of allows people to hear other people other than you. You know, you might get boring to people, or people just might love just hearing you. How to look like an expert when you're a novice. The way to do that is you take a piece of paper and you write down your title of your show, 3 bullet points that you're going to talk about, and your sign off. And you take it and you tape it. And even when I went mobile, I taped it right below my tripod camera, my phone. So I always had that. I never forgot what I was talking about. I would just have the title of the show, 3 bullet points that I made sure I had to speak about, and then the sign off message, because you get so caught up in the show, you forget the sign off message. And that was the key. I mean, I never messed up to technically, I mean, other than just sounding like an idiot sometimes. I always had the flow of what I was going to do, and I at least got through the content. So my suggestion is to do that. How to look like an expert when you're a novice is take a piece of paper and you write that. Title, 3 things, sign off. Your environment, I think people like a variety of the environment. If you have a cool, I created this thing that you're looking at now after I started going on YouTube because I wanted something that looked better. But my environment was, they knew when I went live at 12:30 on Thursdays, there was going to be some new environment. I was going to be either in a lounge in Old Town Alexandria. I was going to be on the side of the road. I was going to be at a park. I was going to be somewhere and using my cellular to go live. So the environment was somewhere different. I even went live one time in front of a porta potty, just because that was a theme of that particular show, was something about that. I mean, I got to the point where I didn't care. I went live in front of a UPS store and literally took everything out of my trunk, and it was called Junk in Your Trunk. And I just went through every single thing in my trunk and showed people what was in it, because believe it or not, people love that. And this is not what you want to do when you want to build a business, but sometimes you just got to do something a little bit normal and a little bit crazy. Let's see, tripods, stabilizers. I just mentioned a few. Apps, I would say, actually forget the apps, because the whole point about going live and why I started is because I didn't want to have to, after the fact, edit the video. I wanted whatever the live stream was to be just end, post, and move on with my day. And that is the amazing part about live stream. Let's see, microphones. I ended up buying this Yeti. You know, in the end, I ended up buying this Yeti microphone, but I actually have a little bit of travel microphone is a Shure. But as long as you're facing your iPhone, it comes across just perfect like that. You know, if you want to get one, you can. Okay. This real quick is the successful live stream outline. You literally start every live stream the same, because if you don't, you're going to struggle a little bit about the layout of your live stream and not about the content. Every single time you say your name and welcome to, the name of your show and what it's about. Because there's people that pop on every time and they've never heard of you and they don't even know who you are. And believe it or not, people don't know who you are. And they just want to know that in the beginning. And then the title of today's live stream is blank. And then I always started after the title with the question to ask yourself today is, I started the question to ask yourself today because it got people immediately thinking about something instead of me talking about me. And that's the thing, like you want to engage people immediately. The question to ask yourself today is, if you could do anything in the world, what would you do? They're already staying on because they want to know what other people want to do. And they want to be able to contribute. Otherwise, they get bored. So I would say that was just something I did. Now, I noticed a lot of the people that actually watched regularly, they have Facebook live stream shows where their whole show is a question they ask in the beginning. Ask questions of your listeners and give time for them to respond. One of the things you tend to do when you're new is you rush, you hurry through, and you do all the talking. And you almost need to realize that there is actually, I timed it, a 2.5 second delay from when you ask a question on a live stream on Facebook to when they hear the live stream. My daughter got on the live stream. She was in the same room as me. There was literally a 2-second delay from when I asked to when they heard. And so you almost need to give time and realize that talking slow, it's not a bad thing, and allow them to see it and then respond to it. And then you repeat the question, repeat their answer, their question. I'm just saying there is a delay in live streaming. Even when you use StreamYard, even when you use the computer, there's a slight delay. What would you say if you were doing an Ask a Realtor show? Throw out a topic or start with a question that maybe didn't get answered last show. You mean like if your live stream was all about Ask a Realtor, like that was the title, like Ask a Realtor? So anyone who hops on your live stream is basically going to get to ask you, the realtor, any question. You might want to specify the topics. Yeah, I'm about real estate. Ask a Realtor show. I like that idea. I mean, you know, like every neighborhood that ever existed, 10% of the people that live in a community are always thinking about buying or selling. If you take that concept to the entire world, and 10% of the world is always looking for some real estate advice at some point, I don't know, like that's not the majority of people. I mean, not everyone's wanting to ask a realtor something. I don't know, I have to think about that. A lot of people have home inspection questions. But yeah, I mean, I do think what some will want to hear. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I like that. And you know what helps is no matter what you create a little logo for it. You know, you've got your little intro, outro. I mean, there's things that make your show a show instead of just, okay, today we're going to ask a realtor. Do you guys have any questions? And then like, what if no one gets on and no one has a question? So you almost have to have some kind of backup content of something. Like, I'm going to share with you a question. This is great. I do think that's a good idea because every single time you go live, you could say, you know, it's Ask a Realtor show, but let me just share with you a question that my client recently asked me. And literally these could be made up questions. You can go out to the internet and get questions that people ask. Go look at every real estate YouTube video and look at the comments. And you can have an endless amount where you can start with a question because some people just might not hop on and ask a question. Okay, so I am going to share my screen. I'm going to stop the share of this. Let me just stop it real quick. And I'm going to share my screen and we're going to walk through a couple things. If you have your phone and you wanted to look at it, you can do that, but let's just do this real quick. Okay, I'm going to open up. This is kind of like this. Let me just move this up. Okay, so you guys can see this, right? And I'm going to move this chat up so I can see any questions you have. And we are going to walk through a couple things so that you don't do this the first time on your own. There's a video that you can watch also that I created with, I did like arrows and stuff. All right. So I just opened up the Facebook app. And if you just click on the bottom, that's where we got to where we're at right now. And you first want to decide where you're going to go live. I actually went live on my personal profile, but I'll show you right now that if you are, let's say, an admin of a group, hold on a second. So you want to switch to, well, this is just my personal profile and then the pages that I am admin of. So it is important, like initially just decide. I mean, I would probably go live on your personal profile first, tell people to go over and then go live on your business page. But you cannot share. It takes a little finagling. It's not easy to go live on your business page and just click a button to say share on my personal profile. I'm just saying, I don't know what you're doing as far as your business, but sometimes we have more followers on our personal profile and sometimes we don't want our people on our personal profile to know. So if that's the case, then you're fine. But anyway, I'm going to choose home buying and selling Old Town Alexandria, which is already selected. And then I basically just click this plus button. And my choice is to start a reel, post to my story, upload a video, or go live. And we're going to choose go live. Choose a live type, which is next video. So, okay. first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to describe each part of the screen if you guys haven't looked at any of this. And feel free to ask anything that I don't describe for you. But basically, the bottom left is if you were to invite a guest, you would click that, and then you would, check the person that you want to invite, and it will send them a link that they have to just click on, and it will pop them in, and it'll put them on top, you on bottom, or vice versa. Actually, I'm sorry, it'll put them in the screen and you in a little corner. Or you can press the star button at the bottom, which is charity. No, I'm sorry, the heart's charity. Enable stars is something that you get when you have enough followers to where they enable stars. It allows someone, like if you were going live right now and I was on your live stream listening to you and I loved what you had to say, I would basically send you stars. I would pay 99 cents, $1.99, $2.99. Basically, it can be all the way up to $10, $20, $30. Hundreds of stars for 99 cents, and you make 99 cents. Actually, Facebook takes 15% of your money, no matter what you make. And so enabling stars will not be enabled if you don't have enough followers already, or if you haven't posted enough content where people have engaged. But once you start doing that, you'll get this enabled, and you can say, yes, enable stars. This allows people when you're live to basically pay you to tell you they like what you're doing. And then the middle one is the charity, the little heart. So you just select a nonprofit for people to donate to instead of just sending you stars, or the star money that you collect. If you choose one, then you can either collect money for a fundraiser, a nonprofit, or just keep the money. I mean, that's your choice. The goal here is to find a way to grow your business and monetize it. And you want to find a way to make money. I will tell you that I was so frustrated at the time because they didn't have the stars. Actually, this is new within the last couple of years. And they didn't have the pay for articles, which they do now also. And I was like also wanting to make sure that I didn't get canceled, or if I did get canceled, I still had people that could go to another, where I was wanting to find a way to avoid any cancel culture. So if there was ever a time that, my Facebook was shut down, people could see every single live stream that I did on Facebook somewhere else. And I also knew that people were getting shut down on YouTube, so I didn't want that to be the only way. And so guess what I did? Kim says, can you put a link in the chat for the lead gen doc? Yeah. Let me actually do this right now. I'm gonna drop 2 links. You can look at them later. Okay. I actually said to myself, okay, if Facebook goes away for me, because there may be a time that you get shut down, and YouTube decides they're going to shut me down, where can I put all my video content where people who want to learn can see it? So I literally found a way to start an Amazon Prime channel. And so I went through that whole process. I have an entire video on how to create an Amazon Prime channel, and all my content, or the majority of it, out of 300 videos. One thing I realized is, you see how I'm about to go live in this format? This doesn't work for Amazon and YouTube and all this. Like, you need to turn it. Like, it needs to be turned. It needs to go the other way. So that's one thing I did, like almost for the first entire year, I was going live vertical. And then I realized that I had to turn everything and go live horizontal. So just remember that. All right, so let's just go to this. Okay, so link. The link is, if you want to add a new link, feature the link when going live. And if you do that, it automatically will pull the link you have in your business page, but you can, of course, add any link. And once you do say, yes, add the link, you can add a link to the business owner you're about to interview. Any call to action, you should always have a link of some kind, because you guys just ask for a link. Some people do want links. And then once you say yes, then when we go live, you'll see that link up at the top right. It'll pop up right here that says, link. And then the 3 dots at the bottom right allows you to kind of do more features. So you can add to your post a description. We're going to click that. Okay, this is the most important thing before you go live. Let me just go back where we found that. On the three dots on the bottom right, this is where you kind of set up your video. You add to your post a good title and a description so people, see it, read it, like say 20 characters or less, because it's going to get cut off, after the first line. And check in if you happen to be doing an interview at a business and you want to check in, then it's going to do that. Bring a friend. That's where you can add people. So you can add people there or at that first screen. Earn stars, enable that. Allow viewer to share clips. So if you want your viewers to create a clip or video of your video, then enable that. If you don't want people to mess, like if you don't want people to create a meme about you, then uncheck this. Comment moderation. Comment settings are, we didn't have this, literally not even like 18 months ago. These are new 2023 updates, actually, like to be able to do so much with your comments. The default is all viewers can participate in chat, but you could say only people that follow you, or only your followers will be able to leave comments. You can obviously restrict some people. You find a lot of people doing this slow, meaning people can't like spam comment, whether in good or positive or negative way. They cannot spam comment. And to keep the people from spam commenting like hi, or whatever, choose slow. Protected commenters must have followed you for at least 15 minutes. I like that. But if your live streams are only 10 minutes long, that won't work. And then discussion, only comments are over 100 characters will be shown. You could do that one, or block comments with a link. I would probably block comments with a link for sure. Okay, let's do that. And then say done. Okay, that was just all in comment moderation. Or you could set a poll, and this is all before you go live. You could set a poll and then just like type in there, do you like my content? Yes or no. And you can raise money. Here's your featured link again. Message me. I leave that off, but you can click that, and basically allows people to direct message you through Facebook Messenger. I like during lives that people can actually comment and I can respond, but for them to personally message me, that's up to you. Share to groups. This is where you would, if you're an admin or someone that is a member of a group that you manage, before you go live, you would say share to group, select that group, and this live stream would not only go on your business page, but it would go stream to the group at the same time. So you don't have to do it twice. You don't have to share it. You don't have to move it over. You don't have to copy paste a link. It'll automatically share to 2 or 4 or however many groups that you're members of. So that's pretty cool. Second cool thing is cross posting, because if you're going live on your one business page, but you have access to a couple other business pages and the content relates, you can check this and say, when I go live on this business page, also stream it on this page. So if you are, for example, one time I did a live stream about, as this guy that he's like the foremost security expert in the world. And he had hundreds of thousands of followers. And they were so confused about how to find my live stream. Was personal profile, business page. So I said, all right, do this. Go to your page that people are all following you on. And I actually did this for him using TeamViewer because he didn't know how to do it. But go to the page, make me admin temporarily. That way I will show up on here. And then I can click this and it would auto stream on his page and my page at the same time. And he didn't have to do anything. All people had to do is do what they normally do, go to his page. So if that's something that, it's just, there's always an easy way to make things easy for people. Cross-posting, okay, something went wrong. Oh, those are settings. Test broadcast. We're going to do that right now. So this is how you're going to test it out on your own business page. You're going to do a test broadcast. And, if you uncheck that, then you're actually going live where people can see you. If you do test broadcast, you are testing. You are going live on your business page, but you are not actually seen by anyone but yourself or an admin of your page. Advanced settings, again, brings up like audience restrictions. And then this is really important. Allow viewers to rewind. I personally like allowing viewers to rewind. It's something I like to do on videos. So, I think if you have a video and you're not going to delete it, you should allow people to rewind. By the way, this is allow viewers to rewind while you're live. And I think that you should select that. We all know we can rewind before. Okay, so then let's go ahead and start test. So wait, before we do, all right, so you can cancel it, just so you know. Before we do, I want to talk about these 4 things on top. Okay, this allows you to add a filter. It's just like Snapchat, basically. You can do all kinds of things. I definitely recommend using these because they're very cool. They change your look. If you do 10-minute live streams, it gives you it's just different. I don't know that I would do something serious with this. Meaning if you're on a serious topic, don't do it. But if you want to do something, I think that they add some value. I used to be against them, but I think they add some value. Okay, and this little lightning bolt is really important for the women, for anyone who's in any dark environment. When you select this and turn it on, it brightens up the screen. Now, you may not see it, but when people are watching your live stream, it definitely makes a difference. No matter where you're at, I definitely recommend always, always, always turn this lightning bolt to where it's on. It brightens up the screen and brightens up your face. And then also, of course, you can flip the screen. You cannot do flip screening like in the middle of your live streaming. Well, actually, no, you can. You can now. And then this is turn your microphone off. So if you do have a kid screaming in the background and you're like, oh my God, what's going on? And it's like, just turn your volume off for a bit. For a second. Okay, so start test. 1, 2, 3. You have 3 seconds to position and get yourself situated. We are actually live on my business page, but I'm the only one that can see it because we did the test and not the reel. But see how when you add a link, it shows up here, 1 featured, and then you can click on it and it'll like, you could have 3 or 4 so that people could go to it. Check out the business owner we just interviewed, check out my webpage, get your free home evaluation. We buy homes for cash, click here. So you can do that. And then all the options at the bottom are kind of repeat, but this allows you to add a filter live in the moment. This allows you to turn your volume off. So we're just kind of going through like all these. If someone's being loud in your background. This is the ability to flip screen. So you can see like I have a ring light right there. And by the way, you didn't used to be able to flip screen in the middle of a broadcast. They've changed so many things. And here's where if you want to actually add an additional link, like someone says, oh, can you send me a link for that? You can add more links on the fly. This is your viewers. So let's say you're on a mini break here, you're just taking a second and you're like, oh, let me see who sent stars, and call people out and tell them, Kimmy, thank you for the stars. I love you. I'm so glad that you're on this live stream. People love hearing you say their name. And first of all, they're paying 99 cents or $1.99. They want you to acknowledge them. I think that's really important. Or maybe twice in the broadcast, once in the middle and once at the end, call out all the people that sent you stars and just acknowledge them. And then also you can click that far right button and see who your audience is that's actually watching you. Like maybe you want to see if you have a guest that's joining you, you want to see your audience, make sure they're on. And then from there you click, like if one of you guys hopped on this live stream right now, I'd see you as an audience and I could click you and say, bring you on. And then allow audience members to participate. This is, I would say, turn this off. I would just say, turn it off and go view your audience, and you select who you want to join your broadcast. Otherwise, you're going to have people, if this is on, you're going to have people just randomly like requesting to be on your broadcast, and that might interrupt the actual content that you have to deliver. And then chat is, I know this seems like a lot to do while you're in the middle of a broadcast. That's why you want to have this on a tripod. But basically, if you're in the middle of a broadcast and you're like, oh, I just want to send these people a message, that's you saying hi. So you can text them back, comment back. But mainly, this would be for you giving someone moderator ability, and then they can comment back and forth. And then this is the little security on the far right, where you can do comment moderation, comment settings, and restrict people. So this whole time we've been going live, we commented to people, they can see a link, we can kind of change things up at the bottom. It is important if you have a designated person while you're going live that they can do this stuff at the bottom. But otherwise, if you're on a tripod and you're kind of close, I mean, you'll find yourself multitasking real easy. That's the importance of having the sheet of paper with your title, 3 bullet points, because no matter what you do, you can always like your eyes pop back to that, the 3 bullet points. And then when you finish, you have 3 options. You basically can turn this live stream into a reel, okay? Which I do not want to do right now. Video is not public. Okay, so it says video is not public, so I can't do that. Schedule your next live stream or just say next. Okay, I typically just do next. Now, if you do not want to save this live stream, you basically just immediately hit the trash button and delete it. But I typically would save always, because the next screen says, do you want to delete after 30 days? Do you want to never delete? I'd say never delete. Because if I want to, because what happens is it's going to post to your page. You may or may not do anything with it at that moment. You might just put your phone down, be glad, and go on with your day. And then later that evening or tomorrow, you actually go on your desktop on Facebook on that video, and only from your desktop, you can actually download that video. And you can upload that video because, of course, then you need to be horizontal. You need to have the screen horizontal. You download that video off Facebook and upload it to your YouTube. And then you only ever do one piece of content, and then you upload it everywhere. And then I can say post now. Hold on, let me just go to the page a second. And then let me like refresh a second. And it's on there. But of course, we're the only ones that can see it, and I'm the only one that can see it. So I'll go ahead and delete it, hit the 3 dots and say move to trash. But otherwise, your live streams are there for people to filter through and see. This was just a recorded video. But the thing is, always post, don't delete. And then you go onto your desktop, and you actually, once you're on your desktop, then you download the video and then you upload it to YouTube, and boom, you just got all this content. And then the other thing is, of course, then you go out to temi.com. And from there, you actually take the YouTube video link and put it in, and it'll automatically pull the transcript of that video you just uploaded to YouTube. Doesn't do it with Facebook. And now you've got a transcript of your video that can be turned into a post, blog, or article. Let me stop share. And after, so the goal is, let me share screen. I want to show you one thing real quick, is that you do this one live stream. There is no video editing. You do it horizontal. And then you go back to your desktop, you download the video, you upload the video to YouTube, and then you take that link on YouTube to Temi, and you take the transcript. That becomes your video, your blog post or article about the content. This is going to blow you up in 30 days. I'm telling you, even once a week, it's going to blow you up, because you're going to have this one piece of content that you've now are, up on YouTube. You've got this, I don't know where you're posting content, articles, blogs, or anything, but, find somewhere that the written word can be put on there, on some kind of blog on your website or something. because that is part, because you have talked in a conversational manner the entire video. That is the exact thing that Google's looking for. They're looking for conversational sentences. And so if you take that transcript, there is something absolutely brilliant you can do with this transcript also, which I'm not going to go into on this video, but I did tell Paul that I would love to be able to share how to use OpenAI for all the real estate stuff for people who are content challenged. Let me just share this real quick. What I'm showing you is how to never be canceled, how to take control of your content and make sure that you always make money. If you're interested in your content is not promotional, okay, cannot be promotional. You can actually create a Amazon Prime channel of your own. If you did not know that, you can. And it is free. You do not have to pay anything. You just got to know how to do it. It is free. And then this became the Cheryl Show. And I literally make money every single month on this. Now, I only had like 28 episodes that met the qualifications, which is when I learned how to actually do Facebook Lives in the format that would work in every single social media. That's why, I was like, oh crap, all of them are vertical. I need to go horizontal. I need to do 1080. I need to save it this way. And so they're very grainy, but these are like some of the crazy content titles that I did, but they're up on Amazon and people buy them all the time. I was going to delete all this, but people buy them and I make not a lot of money, but if I kept doing it, you can make more and you can create your own brand. So, but you cannot upload promotional stuff. Actually, Amazon does not allow you can't promote products or people's services. You have to be sharing content that's, going to be valuable for them to learn. So it would have to be about a topic where you're not selling something. On Amazon, how long are your posts? They are 30 minutes. Most of the videos are 30 minutes. Some videos go 45. I never went over 45. And so they were between 30 and 45, but I did a lot of interaction with the people and asking comments. And so it's kind of super grainy because the video was like 2020, believe it or not, in 2 years, it's changed a bunch. It was 2020 Facebook Live video formatting wasn't as good as the video right now. If I were to do a Facebook Live right now, today, download that video from Facebook, it would be better quality than it was even 18 months ago. And, then it would go to YouTube and then I'd basically put it up on Amazon Prime and then I would take the transcript of it. And it's a lot of work. I would do it once a week. I would do it on Saturday mornings. And multi-use of content. Yeah, you want to be the master of your content. You just decide what you're going to do and you do it once and make sure you do it horizontal video and it can go everywhere because there's YouTube channels, obviously, that are getting shut down left and right. People don't even know why. You don't have to be Andrew Tate to be shut down. You can be shut down for all kinds of reasons accidentally. And I think it's important to think about, that's why I like the end goal. If you can find a few of your videos that are not promotional, they're not interviewing someone so you can promote their business or whatever, they're just really great content, learning, educational, then those can go up on Amazon Prime. What do you guys think? Do you find this like mind-blowing because the possibilities are endless? And so you don't focus so much on how people won't like you on the live stream. You have a plan, and your plan is to get the most amount of content to help a specific type of person. And you're going to put it up on all socials. So really, you're not afraid anymore of Facebook Live because that's just the beginning of your content. Mind-blowing and thought-provoking. Thank you. Good. I'm glad. If you have any comments or anything, let me know. I will collaborate with you and help you figure out maybe what you want your show to be about or just give you some feedback. I'll definitely hop on a live stream. If you guys go live, send me a message, say, hey, I started a show. You want someone on there that's going to comment? I'll get on there. I'll watch. I'll comment. You can get someone to comment in the first 3 seconds. You'll literally be pushed that much further immediately through the newsfeed. If you comment back on someone's comment within 3 seconds, the first comment, then you'll go through the newsfeed even faster. But you're wearing that again. Come on. Yeah. Seriously, guys, you need to upgrade your wardrobe. Sending a virtual star your way. Are all those videos on YouTube? Well, the majority of my Facebook Lives, the whole first 9 months were not in vertical format. So I did not know. And I ended up deleting, after the stalker guy, I ended up deleting all the videos off Facebook. But of course I have them, but they're all like the majority, the first year are not horizontal. So they're just really no good on YouTube. And you can't do anything on Amazon with that format. I did at some point put them all on, but I went through like a deletion process. Anyone could be a rock star. Anyone could be a rock star. I think that we have a lot of things to share. Don't discount literally every single person that's on here. Do not discount what you have to share, because your perspective is why you're going live. Everyone knows that they can Google the content you probably will talk about, but it's your perspective that makes them want to watch. And everyone is beautiful in some way. Everyone is like amazing to watch in some way, even when you think you're quirky and dorky. YouTube has a 1 minute or less portrait format, I think. Oh, I don't even do that format anymore on YouTube because it just is too small for people. What about doing Facebook Live on your laptop with external camera? Yeah, that'll work. I did that because sometimes I would take my laptop. One time I interviewed a band, and I believe that's on YouTube. One time I interviewed a band, and I wanted my laptop with the external camera that I have right now to show on them. And so I didn't want to just do it with the phone. So yeah. And does that put it in landscape? Oh yeah, I didn't show you that, but yes, before you go live, there is a way to make it landscape. If you want, I can just put my phone back on and show you, but you want to change to horizontal. You want to change to landscape mode before you go live. You cannot change it after. So before you say go live, you want to turn the phone and get it to where you want it. Once you go live, it stays in that format. Does it really need to be 30 minutes? No, nothing needs to be 30 minutes. You can go live for 45 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, 3 hours. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You know, there's YouTubers obviously that go live for hours, you know, scammer payback. I mean, depends on what you're talking about. One time I did a walkthrough of a dog kennel, a boarding center, a very, very cool boarding center. And that was about 1 hour and 20 minutes. And we had a lot of people watch that. But, you know, the thing is, people watch here's the thing. If you're going to repost the content if you're going to repost your video from Facebook onto your YouTube channel, which you have to do that. Okay. You need to do that because there's a reason why you're going through the Facebook Live, and that is to populate the channels with, you have to do it to YouTube because you can monetize YouTube really fast. And once you upload to YouTube, I forgot what I was going to say about that. Hold on. Oh, the purpose in keeping it short and succinct, if you decide to go like a 2 hour long, you're going to find that you're judged on making money is based on how fast or how fast someone comes on and watches, how fast they comment, how fast you heart back, and how long they watch out of a certain time. So if you, I'm gonna tell you a trick. If you go live for 30 minutes, download the video, upload it to YouTube, and people only watch the first 2 minutes of your 30-minute video, you're not going to make as much money. Once I took my videos from 30 minutes to 10 minutes, and then I downloaded them, uploaded them, someone watches 3 to 4 minutes of a 10-minute video, That's a very large percentage of that video that is being watched. Therefore, you get positive feedback from YouTube, and they throw you on everyone's, you should check this channel out, check this video out. Do you find people finding your videos and you don't know how they found it? They found it because more people watched your video, liked your video, and the consistent watch time, minutes watched compared to the time you actually were live, is large. So you really, really want to aspire for 60 to 80% of whatever time you have a video length, you want them to watch 60 to 80% of it. On YouTube right now, I mean, like some of mine, you know who's making bank on YouTube right now? People who do music. Have you ever, this is a side topic, I'm just going to throw this in there. People who upload music, and have you ever been someone who you just like open up a YouTube channel and then you listen to music because it's like an hours of streaming music and you just leave it on? The watch time, consistent watch time, is how you make money on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you do something for an hour and people only check you out for 60 seconds and they're like, boring, go on to number 2, then you're not really going to make as much money because you get paid on watch time. And so these people who are uploading music and then everyone listens to their music for 8 hours straight as like background noise, they're literally having 8 hours of watch time. So the only reason I would make it long is if your content is valuable enough for people that might want to stick with you. And then now someone says 30 minutes seems long. It does. People like want to take a break and hear what you have to say, and then, then they'll hop off. Yeah, it is a lot to comprehend. All you really need to know is you just open your phone, go to Facebook, and then push that bottom button. Boom, go live. And think about it later. I would just, it is a lot to think about instead of living on the fly. Well, that's pretty much everything. I'll try to send me an email, message me on Facebook, whatever you want. Tell me you're going live. I'll hop on. It's always good to have a friendly face on that is saying hi, you're doing great. I love your live stream, because that will be motivation for other people to say the same thing. So